Okay, so I'm going to be doing kinematic step-ups, number 4, and that requires a graph. So I have to write that down, give you a general idea of what it looks like.
Paige, you're still out here?
That's line A, and this dotted line
That's so awesome.
is line B. And this point where we cross at 70 seconds. So first things first, they're asking us to describe the motion of A. Well, since this is a meters and second graph, the slope represents the velocity. And since the slope is a straight line, that means that the velocity is constant. So for line A, object has constant
When you plug it all into your calculator, you end up 145
velocity. I'll just write v as a substitute.
square on.
And now we need to figure out the acceleration. And since the velocity is constant, that means that there is no increase in speed. So therefore, the acceleration is 0. Now, we need to figure out the motion of B. We need to describe the motion of B. So let's get that started. So, as you can see, line B, the dotted line, starts off slow with a slow initial velocity. But later on in the graph, it increases very sharply. So we can say for line B, it has an increasing velocity. Pardon the mistake. Write that again. Now for the acceleration. Well, as you can see, it doesn't have a negative acceleration because the slope, the slope rises up. If it were a negative acceleration, the slope would go downwards. So we can say that the acceleration is positive. And there you have it. We described the motion of line B. Now, the next question is, which line has greater initial velocity? Well, as you can see, since line A, the solid line, starts off higher and keeps steady, keeps constant. But for line B, the dashed line starts off lower and then sharply increases in velocity. So we would say for greater initial velocity,
Velocity initial. Oh, that's like gross. Pool waters.
would be A. Now, the next question is, at 70 seconds, which graph, A or B, has a greater total average velocity? Well, before 70 seconds, line A had a greater average velocity because it stayed constant. It kept going and it didn't change. But for line B, started off slow, then it increased sharply. But at 70 seconds, they cross each other. So at 70 seconds, they both have the same total average velocity. Well, there you have it. There's number 4 for the kinematic step-ups.